There he is. Now he got it. Now he got it. That's a good trout, C-Mac. That's a good trout. C-Mac, that's a good trout. All right, I got one of my favorite fishing buddies with me today, the notorious C-Mac.
What's going on, Todd?
We're out here trying to catch some speckled trout on topwater baits. Really doesn't seem like the right time of year, but we've had a warm spell here in South Louisiana. Water temperatures have gotten up. Just feels like it should happen today. So let's see if it does. Come on, trout. You gotta be in here. Don't need many, just the right ones. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Got him. Get him, C-Mac. Oh, that's a tank, dude. Is that a red?
No, I don't think so.
If that's a trout, that's a tank. We're gonna net him.
I'm losing my drag.
Let me go spot lock us.
Oh, God dang, he came.
Oh,
He did.
shoot.
Dude, that was a 5-pound trout.
That was a 5-pound trout, I promise you.
Yeah, I never really did.
That was a giant, dude.
And I was trying to,
That's heartbreaking. You're gonna think about that one tonight when you closing your eyes.
that was a very, very, very big fish.
That was a large speckled trout.
I saw the fish clearly.
I saw the tail. I mean, I'm like, I believe you when you say it was a trout. If it was a trout, it was a giant.
I've kind of gotten used to hooking and losing big trout.
Well, that's good.
You know, like I'm going to be beating myself up trying to figure out what I did.
No, it's, dude, you know how powerful those fish are? They have such soft mouths. You can do absolutely everything 100% perfectly right and still lose that fish. Nobody said it'd be easy. December topwater fishing. My grandfather always said, and I think he's 100% right, you're much more likely to cut. Oh, oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. I don't think he's the one you lost, but he feels like a pretty decent fish. I don't think I need a net.
Let me realize this. I think it's decent fish.
Decent, yeah, but he's not what you lost. He's an eater. It was a good hit. It was a good hit on the matrix mullet. But he always said you're much more likely to cut yourself on a dull knife.
No doubt. 10 inches long, if I heard them sac-a-lay fishing or something, I'd shoot those.
Ooh.
But like anything over 2
Dude, that was a great blow up. That was a great blow up. Yeah, he came out the water. Just missed it. Ooh, he came back.
There he is.
Oh, shoot. Dadgummit. Come on. Wintertime, topwater, speckled trout. Ooh, that's got to be a red.
He's not there.
He missed the bait. Good Lord. There's no way that was a trout. You've been fighting him a while, C-Mac. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That was probably a 10-pound redfish.
Yep. Another blow up here, you just didn't get it.
Yep.
Oh, you know what that is? That's a red. I saw him plain as day. It's coming your way. Heads up.
Might have been the one that hit me and missed it. He's mad and in here. I'm gonna go move myself.
He's just do-si-doing around the boat. Now he's heading out to sea. Yeah, this might be the one you missed. Hopefully this red hadn't spooked every trout in the area.
All right, I'm gonna make a cast.
I don't blame you, dude. Make 5 casts. He's gonna be a minute. This is not a small fish. Like I can't do anything with him. He's gonna have to pull drag and wear himself out. So this is definitely one of the advantages of throwing topwater baits this time of year. You know, a redfish will hit a topwater pretty much any time of year. And this, you know, this is a world-class fish. Like when we come out here trying to catch speckled trout, you almost sometimes think of these as a nuisance, but you just gotta kind of sit back and appreciate the quality of these fish. I mean, this is a legitimate bull red. All right, I guess I'll go chase him. Might be the only way we get him in. Fight him like I'm in a tuna chair. All right, big boy, we're coming to get you. We're gonna stick a tag in your back and let you go. See where you end up. Somewhere in the Gulf. Oh, see him?
Oh, yeah.
Big tank.
That's a pig.
He's like, I feel like I'm being followed. No, dude, you're just paranoid. Come see Uncle C-Mac. I know you're not done. Maybe you're done. Maybe he's done, C-Mac. He's got the death roll. No, come on back. Come on back, buddy. Get back up here. Come on, this way. Hopefully he fits in the net. All right, we got him. That's a caught fish. Holy Toledo. Look at this redfish. That is a giant. Caught on trout tackle. Oh, look at the 3 spots on his tail. Look at this, C-Mac. That's unique.
3 little spots.
Yeah, 3 little spots.
Oh.
18.
18, 37 or 38.
37, 38 inches, yep. He's gonna take a minute to revive. Yeah, I know, dude. That had to hurt. All right, dude. Whoa, 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 there you go. All right. Wasn't expecting that.
Cold water, man.
Yeah, cold water makes such a big difference. Such a beautiful fish on light tackle, topwater baits. You know, we here in South Louisiana are so trout crazy. It's difficult for a lot of people to appreciate a fish like that. But it's truly world-class fishing. And you can catch a fish that size in water this depth on a topwater bait.
Less than 4 feet of water.
Yeah, less than 4 feet of water. Just incredible. I mean, just, you know, you catch that size of fish offshore.
But I think the best trip that I made this year was that one back in early April.
Oh, he missed it. He came all the way out.
There he is.
He missed it again.
Good fish too, Todd. And you could tell by the swirl that was a big one.
Oh, shoot. That was the second fish I know was a good fish.
That was a trout too.
Yeah, it was a trout. Yep, that. Yep. Some days are just like that, man. Some days they inhale it. Like every bite is a hookup.
Yep.
Then other days it's.
Well, it's usually when the water's under 70 degrees.
Yep. Yep. Did he miss it? You got him?
Yeah, I got him.
Feel decent?
Yeah, he does.
All right,
Not
all right.
huge, but
Not the 5 you missed, but still a good fish.
he's a good one.
C-Mac, don't hoist him. I'm gonna net him.
No, he ain't good.
He ain't that big? Not worth? Nah, he's not nettable.
Nice, but he's not
It's a good fish.
All right. Maybe we figured something out, Todd.
Dude, this is awesome. This is awesome. That feels like that's a good trout, dude.
Trout.
He hit me too close to the boat.
Put the net on him.
I mean, he's not a tank, but he's probably a 2. You ready?
Yeah.
He might be a 3. That's a good fish. There we go. There we go. All right, all right.
Pretty fish.
Good fish. Dude, this is a better fish than I thought it was. All right, throw that fish back. All right. That made my day. Made my day. Is that you?
One you saw him?
Yeah, I heard it.
Not a big fish.
Ooh. Oh, he got it. He got it.
That time.
Might be a better fish than you thought, huh?
So,
That one just sucked it under.
yep,
Let me know if you need me to net him.
I will.
Come on, let's go for a double. Oh, look at that right here, right next to the boat. Now you can hoist him. It's a good fish. That's a good fish, man. He's better than I thought he was. We got mullet, we got grass, we got beautiful water. 66-degree water. Everything you need.
Yeah, just to use the other hand for a couple casts, and then I'm gonna take it right back up. There he is.
Right here next to the boat.
Nice fish.
I don't think he's as big as the last. But maybe he just doesn't know he's hooked yet.
You need the net?
I don't think so. I'm gonna hoist him. He's not that big. I mean, nice fish. Real nice fish. Just flopping these right in the boat. There he goes. Got rambunctious on his own. Ooh, goodness. Dude, that was a ferocious hit. Oh. Oh, goodness. So as you might expect, these fish are kind of in the mode of just slapping at the baits. I mean, we've gotten some really, really ferocious good hits, but a lot of them are just, they're tail slapping it, they're jumping over the bait, etc. I mean, it's wintertime, we're throwing topwater baits. Now, C-Mac and I have both tried other baits, including jerk baits, corks. C-Mac was throwing a twitch bait, and we've gotten bites, but no connections, but not nearly the number of bites that we get on these topwater baits. And it's really hard to put a topwater down when you're getting bites on it, even if they're not all connections. And I'd say we're probably getting 1 connection per 10 blow-ups. It's literally that low. Still, it's just so much fun. I think this overcast about to burn off. Seeing lots of blue.
If I can handle those fish a little bit better.
Yeah.
Although I think, you know, a lot of times when you're throwing that net.
Ooh, that's a good fish. That's a good fish, C-Mac. Spotlight. Oh, no. Yeah, he's still on. Swimming at me. Had me nervous for a minute. Out the blue. We weren't getting any bites, just sitting here chatting. He's feeling less big, unfortunately. Yep, not big. Nice. Good fish. Not the fish I thought he was. Ooh, he's barely hooked. He's barely hooked. Come on, dude. I don't have my glasses on. I'm gonna reel down on you.
There you go. Pretty fish.
Yeah, it's a real good trout. You know, I always say, like, December is my favorite month of fishing as long as you can pick your days. Yep. December's fantastic.
You know, Howard.
Ooh! C-Mac, I think that's a speck.
I think so.
I think it's a speck. This is why you stick with it. This is why you stick with it. Take your time, dude. Don't rush. Ooh, beautiful trout, man. Beautiful trout.
Swing him real quick, real quick.
Oh. I tried to lose him for you, C-Mac.
That's all right.
Ooh, that's a good trout, dude.
Yeah,
that's a real good trout. That's the fish of the day right there, bruh. Yeah, you had him hooked really well. You were not going to lose him. He freaking drilled it.
Waylaid it. Like, that's the hardest strike, I think, other than that redfish, any of us have had all day.
Oh, of course. Hold him up more and tilt him my way. But up if you can. Just let him go. All right. All right. Wow. Dude, that's awesome, man. Good fish.
Man. 2.5, 3?
No, I think he was a 3. Yeah, I think he was a 3.
Balls of bait showing up behind the boat.
Ooh, oh, he missed it. That was a good hit. Ooh, look, he's back on it. There he is. Now he got it. Now he got it. That's a good trout, C-Mac. That's a good trout, bruh. C-Mac, that's a good trout.
I know. Hang on, hang on, hang on.
Please don't come off. Please don't come off. That's not a red either. That's a trout. I'm not horsing him at all.
Oh, that's an animal.
Boy, you seldom get a look at this trout. Look at this trout, C-Mac. Look at this. Look at this fish. Dude, that might be a 5.
He might. He's close.
All right, incoming. I'm not horsing this fish at all. He seems well hooked. Oh my goodness. You ready?
Oh, come on.
Try and get him head first.
I'm trying. There he is.
There we go.
Yeah,
dude, that's a 5. That's a 5-pound speckled trout.
No doubt.
Oh, dude, that's a tank. Look at this fish.
I mean, that's a 25-inch fish.
Yep. Yeah, that's a 5-pounder. That's a 5-pounder for sure. All right, look at this fish. This is a monster speckled trout. This is what we hope to catch today. Feel so grateful to get this fish. I'm not gonna tag him because he's been out the water too long. I'm gonna let him go.
Look at how wide that fish is.
Yes. Look how thick it is.
Look at how wide.
Oh, there he goes. All right. I didn't get to video it. The fish took off, but I'm glad to see that.
That first fish I hooked was like that. That's a big trout, man.
All right, C-Mac, what did today kind of demonstrate about the diversity of this South Louisiana marsh?
Well, Todd and I, you and I have spent the last year plus purposely going out of our way to fish places where you get a lot of freshwater influence, where there's a lot of freshwater grass beds and where you have a pretty wide array of both freshwater and saltwater fish kind of mixed in the same areas. And we do that because the fishing's so good in those areas. And it's the kind of fishing that you and I like to do, but also to demonstrate the influence that freshwater has on our marshes in coastal Louisiana and really the positive effects of that fresh water. And the positive effect that we saw today is that even when we were fishing for those big trout, we were seeking out shorelines that had freshwater grass on them. That's great habitat for these fish in the spring and in the fall and the winter. It holds a lot of bait, keeps the water clean, puts oxygen in the water. There's just a lot of food in there. And you saw all the different kinds of food that hang out on the edge of those grass beds and in those grass beds. Mullet, juvenile menhaden, and looked like some anchovies and things like that were in there, some shrimp, there were birds diving. But here we are now ending our day, maybe a mile or so from where you caught a 5+ pound speckled trout this morning. And I think it's just another demonstration of just how diverse these marshes can be, what the importance of having fresh water in this system is to having the submerged vegetation and the food diversity that these fish rely on throughout the course of the year. Fresh water in our marshes is not a death sentence to the fish that we like to consider as saltwater fish. I think it's also really critically important to talk about the role that freshwater plays, especially in habitat for redfish. Right now, as we're debating what lowering the limits for recreational fishermen means and what kind of recovery period we have to undergo here in Louisiana to bring back our redfish stock. We're here in the Lake Pontchartrain area fishing a place that's got a lot of narrow bayous and a lot of ponds, and that's really fantastic habitat for redfish. Real low salinity marsh with a lot of grass beds in it is where they spend a lot of their time from the time that they recruit into the marsh until they grow big enough to go back offshore and spawn. It's just such important habitat, and we just don't have enough of it left. We've got a good bit of it in this basin. We've got some towards the mouth of the river. We got some in western Terrebonne Parish. But in those areas in between, north of Grand Isle and all throughout the Barataria Basin and in the Timbaleer Basin and big parts of Terrebonne Parish, we've just lost so much of this small pond, narrow bayou habitat that it's hard for those redfish to have a place to grow. When they do find the habitat that's left in the isolated areas in the northern part of the Barataria Basin, when they find that habitat, it's so isolated now in certain areas, they get easier to catch. We just don't have the habitat left in this state to produce the kind of redfish that we were used to catching 15 or 20 years ago. And I think the data bears that out, and what we see on the water bears that out. And if you look at the species that stand to benefit the most from reintroduction of fresh water into the system, redfish is right at the top of the list. And so if we want to continue to be the greatest place in the world to come catch a redfish, we got to get real serious about rebuilding that habitat, bringing back this submerged vegetation, bringing back these potholes and these ponds and these narrow winding bayous, the places that those fish need to grow up. And by the way, that's the same kind of habitat that speckled trout need to grow up to. And it's the same habitat that shrimp need and crabs and all kinds of juvenile finfish that those fish like to eat. But we got to have that habitat if we want to continue to have productive fisheries in this state.